Okay, so hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about Colorado's curriculum versus Ecuador's curriculum. Let's start mention that we can find one important similarity between both Ecuador and Colorado's curriculum is that both was under the control of Catholic Church. The foundation of the curriculum are on one hand to inform teachers about what they want to achieve and provide guidelines for actions and guidance on how to achieve it, and on the other hand, constitute guide mark for accountability of the educational system and for evaluations of the quality of the system.
Okay, so now let's talk about the purpose of the Colorado curriculum. Okay, this curriculum responds to requests from schools and districts, support teaching to greater intellectual depth of learners, emphasize transfer and application of concepts, content, and skills. Also, plan instructional lessons for each discipline, which means that it will be modified for each area that the school have. Also meet the needs of the students to know what they need to learn, and also consider the requirements of local school system.
Okay, so now about Ecuador's purposes, we can say that a solid, well-founded, technically coherent curriculum adjusts to the learning needs of the reference society, together with resolutions that ensure the minimal conditions necessary to maintaining continuity and coherence in the concretion of education intentions, guaranteed process, quality, teaching and learning. Its main characteristics are the organization by areas and educational levels and sub-levels, and the selection of basic contents, in this case, skills that performance criteria appropriate to the requirements of society and the school environment, in addition to the flexibility and openness that provide greater autonomy to educational institutions and teachers in the planning and design of education actions, opening a space of shared responsibility in the development of the curriculum.
Okay, so now let's talk about the goals of Colorado curriculum. This curriculum consider that today students need a repertoire of knowledge and skills that are more diverse, complex, and integrated than those of any previous generations. That's why this curriculum tries to develop critical thinking and reasoning, which refers to analyze, evaluate, and synthesize diverse and multicultural perspectives. Also, develop information literacy, which refers to using appropriate technology as a tool to select, research, organize, evaluate, and communicate information. Also, invention, which means generate and implement new ideas, products, and processes to make easier for them to learn. Also, self-direction. Self-directed learners self-manage, achieve their goals, and work more independently while they explore. And finally, collaboration. The ability to learn and work cooperatively with team members to accomplish our common goals.
Um, the curriculum Colorado High School. In public high schools in Colorado, students in grades from 9 to 12 have a curriculum in which they must take a foreign language. Also, the statute requires the state to create the standards in reading, writing, mathematics, science, history, civics, art, music, and physical education. Districts should determine the exact number of scheduled institutional hours as of the start of the school year in order to ensure compliance. Also, all the students will apply the language skills learned, like within the school setting, for increase the career opportunities to become a lifelong learners for personal enjoyment. In this curriculum, acquisition of language occurs when the students understand messages through listening, reading, and viewing. Some students demonstrate acquisition through speaking and writing. And finally, this environment sets the scene for students to better produce and use the language that would help them later to be prepared as a multilingual global citizen. Thank
Um, okay, I'm going to talk about the Ecuador curriculum. There are some school programs require students to complete the following course. For example, we have the moral and religion instruction, civics, Asian, Spanish grammar, geography of Ecuador. We have a world geography, history of Ecuador, world history, English or French. And final, we have the mathematics, literature, natural science, cosmography, physics, chemistry, philosophy, drafting, and penmanship. And we have the Ecuador curriculum strategies. We have the curriculum trends and the 4CS. 4CS is about the culture, communication, cognition, content. We have the culture, communication, cognition, and content. And curriculum trend, we have the communication and cultural awareness. And we have the oral communication, speaking, listening, the reading, writing, and the final, the language through the arts.
Okay, so now let's talk about Colorado curriculum concerning culture and foreign language. And here students must not only develop facility with the language, this means the foreign language, but they should also develop familiarity with the cultures that use how it works into the society. And here is important for the students to get into into the scholar environment, talking about the foreign language. So it's important to emphasize that the students are in contact not only with foreigners around the country, but also around the world, because there are more migration in this country. Moreover, they share some costumes and culture within the classroom environment and the social environment. Thanks.
Um, on the one hand, Ecuador also includes people with different such as religion, gender, identity, etc. Unlike the state of Colorado, Ecuador includes people from native and bilingual cultures such as indigenous, shark, Cofanes, etc. Well, in 1989, the CONAIE signed a historic agreement with the Ministry of Education that established a national program of bilingual and bicultural education. Next, please. In fact, in the Constitution of Ecuador 2008, Article 57.14 talks about that inclusion. For this reason, there are national intercultural bilingual curricula. They are framed in the technical, pedagogical, scientific parameters of the national curriculum, with the only difference that they develop with the native languages and with the skills typical of the nationality. Next, thank you.